How many oofers do you have?
Hello， 大家早。可能对，要先把你的那个麦克风关到静音哦。我们大概再给半分钟，让大家可以上来。所以我们大概再等一下下，我们有录了哈，对，我看到你在录。好，对，我们大概等一下下，我们就可以开始了。然后，因为今天我们还是有录影的，所以如果大家没有时间做笔记，想要看回放的话，我们也会放在那个 YouTube 上面，所以大家可以去 YouTube 上面看回放。我们的那个群组里面也会有助理老师来把一些连结呀，还有最后的总结也分享给大家。所以大家今天可以先边听，然后想想有什么问题想要问的，因为我们今天很开心可以请到 UBC 的招生老师Alan 来跟我们一起做一些分享。因为疫情之下呢，其实申请大学变得有一点点比以前的更复杂，也有一点更有一点难度了哦，不管是美国或加拿大。所以我们今天会针对这方面来做一些讨论。好，我看一下时间哦，差不多了，我们可以差不多开始了。你就先开始。好，我先大概介绍一下非凡啊，因为今天我知道有一些家长是从上海，特别从上海来听的，所以我大概介绍一下我们非凡。然后有一些当然是我们自己的家长，那你就先听我一下哈。我们其实非凡成立呢是在2009年，然后我们现在有2个校区，第一个校区是在 Richmond， 然后第二个校区是在 Carousel， 在温哥华。我们一开始呢就是全部都是以高中生的学术的课后的补习呀、辅导啊、学科这方面，还有英文这方面的学科辅导，为主。然后呢，慢慢的，因为我们的学生现在，我们就发现很多学生在大学申请的时候需要很多的帮助。然后其实大学申请的帮助不是从12年级开始，其实很多时候呢是从有的甚9或8、9年级就要开始做一些比较详细的一些规划啊，还有利用这些高中的这几年去有一些不同的活动，去参加一些不同的活动，做一些不同方面的探索。就看自己本身的兴趣啊，还有强项在哪里，然后去透过一些各种不同的活动，不管是校内或校外的活动，不管是学术性或非学术性的活动，去更了解自己未来的方向在哪里。所以呢，我们非凡的所有的老师，除了补习的老师以外，我们还有一些规划啊，还有一些是在业界的精英的 mentor， 都可以帮着孩子们一起来做准备这个申请大学。其实讲是申请大学，其实是找到自己人生的方向哦。那当然除了申请大学的文书以外呢，我们还有一些奖学金，还可以看孩子能够适合申请哪些奖学金，这个部分我们也会提供孩子们的一些帮助。好，那今天的主题呢？我们有最主要呢，是因为今天很高兴能够邀请到 Alan， 然后呢，所以其实我们就比较像是一个谈话性的，所以今天会跟 Alan 大概来讨论一下一些加拿大的或者是 UBC 的一些申请的分享。那因为我们也会看一下美国的数据，因为美国的申请比较早，比加拿大的学校早，所以它的数据比较早出来，所以我们会看一下美国的数据，然后再由Alan 来分享一下UBC 他观察到的一些改变哦。然后呢，最后一个环节我们就会请 Alan 来回答一些家长的问题，所以大家有可能已经准备好一些问题了哦，所以到时候最后的时候我们会留一些时间来给大家做分享。好， 我们现在先来介绍一下 Alan 好了。
大
Alan 会
家好，
英文讲，
你們
然後呢，我來
好啊，
幫 Alan 翻譯。
好啊，好啊，
嗯，
好，大家好，我講廣東話嘅，but I can also say English。因為我香港嚟嘅，所以我嗰啲國語就唔好啦，咁所以我講英文啊，OK？ So yeah, thank you for Rosa for her warm welcome and warm invitation every year. It's my pleasure to be here because we have a heart for students. That's why I work at UBC for so many years, since 2004. So I have seen a lot of changes for the past 15, 16 years. It's become more competitive. And not only I work for high school, but my job portfolio is also work for post-secondary transfer, international transfer, and internal faculty changes. Many different types of application will come through the central office of the UBC undergraduate admissions. However, what I don't do is I don't do graduate programs. So we don't do admissions for medical. We don't do admissions for education, and we don't do admissions for the law. We only do undergraduate degree programs. So anything that's undergraduate, it comes through our office. And in the most recent years, I was assigned to also do admissions for international students coming from all over the world. And I see students coming from, you will be amazed that students are coming from Africa, from Egypt, from Russia, from European countries, from South America, from Australia. It's all over the world because BC, Vancouver is an international city. So we've seen a lot of students coming from countries, like over 100 countries. So therefore, my job is very big and very complex. I hope I'll try my best to answer the questions that you may have today. And again, I told Rosa, high school is no longer my expertise, but because I work in the admissions office, I am able to look up the information fast enough. And I'm very familiar with the website and the UBC calendar and all the admissions requirements, very familiar. But my focus in the most recent years, just a disclaimer, is post-secondary transfer. So yeah, but I'm happy because I'm able to see all the spectrums and the whole picture. So therefore, it's my pleasure to be here to share my knowledge, but not my expertise. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
很谦虚。Okay, I'll translate for you. Okay, into Mandarin.
Oh yeah. Okay, forgot to stop for you.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 那 Alan 很谦虚，其实他因为他对教育很有热忱。所以呢，他是我们已经算老朋友了，因为他已经帮我们做公益性的講座做了好多次，对，然後因為其實他在 UBC 已經超過15年了哦 ，Yeah, this is your 15th year, right?
Yeah, since 2004.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. So
since 2004. I know. And actually, before I joined UBC, I also work in different post-secondary education institutions. I never leave education, always education. Yeah.
是，对，所以 Alan 其实 Alan 光在 UBC 就17年，之前他也在其他的大专院校都有帮。所以他从事教育的行业真的是很多年了，但他看起来很年轻，我们就不算多少年了啊、好，然后因为在 UBC 的时间蛮久了嘛，在 UBC 17年，所以他以前一直有帮有看高中生去申请大学的这个部分，因为这个招生办的这个办公室，其实他们有分很多个不同的部门，那当然有高中生的招生部，有研究生的招生部，有医学院啊招生部，有教育，说很多不同的。然后呢，就光是大学的呢，又分文科啊、理科的招生老师，所以他们会 handle 不同的申请。然后那所以 Alan 现在目前为止呢，他主要负责大专院校转学生进来的，所以如果有家长对这部分有疑问的话，最后也可以跟 Alan 老师来提问一下，没关系。但是 Alan 也有处理一些国际学生，很多国际学生、国际高中生申请这边 UBC 的经验，所以他可以，因为他在 UBC 很久，所以他看过很多部门，所以他比较熟悉很多一些流程啊，或者是UBC 有什么政策的改变，Alan 都会第一手就会知道，所以很开心，他今天可以来跟我们做一些分享，来帮助到我们的孩子们啊。
Oh, okay. Before we start, I just again a disclaimer. I'm coming here I'm not representing UBC. I'm just sharing my experience. Yeah. So don't say Ellen. It's from like I don't get paid by UBC to do this for quantum. Just
他这个是他自己本身真的是自己愿意的公益哦，
yeah.
都是帮我们。
Yeah.
他并不是代表 UBC， 他只是把他的经验，就是在他教育界这10几20年来的经验呢分享给大家。所以他并不是来帮 UBC 招生，请大家不要误会哦。
Yeah, and I love doing this. Just to clarify, I love doing this because I also have children myself, and I'm very into education, and I want to help students, and I want to help my own kids. So I think sharing experience will also benefit for myself, because the more application I see, the more reflection for myself. Oh my God, how should I train my kids to be so competitive? Like Rosa students, they're so competitive. I was like always learning, and reflection on my own. Yes.
You're so humble, Ellen 真的太谦虚了啦。他说，因为他自己也有小孩嘛，所以呢，他透过看这些学生的所有的申请啊，还有他们的准备，他其实也在帮自己的小孩去做准备，然后希望让自己的小孩也更有竞争力哦。对，所以他说他真的是很开心能够来纯粹也分享帮助大家。其实我们都一样，因为我觉得也是因为这样，我跟 Alan 是好朋友，就我们的理念都还蛮像的，就希望能够真的是对孩子们有帮助，尤其现在越来越不容易哦，不管是大学申请或是现在社会的改变哦，我觉得对都值得我们大家互相多帮助一下彼此。好。那我们今天就开始我们的主题了，好像大家来的对报名差不多的。好，因为就像我刚刚讲的，因为美国呢，它的申请的截止日期比较早，所以它放榜的时间也比较早，所以我们比较有美国的这个学校的数据。加拿大大学有一些都还没有，学生都还没有收完那个录取信。所以加拿大的数据我们还没有，以后有的时候我们会整理出来分享给大家。那但是因为今天 Alan 也可以跟我们分享，待会分享一下 UBC 的。那我们大概看一下哦，其实因为疫情的关系哦，美国就是申请的人数暴增。然后呢，因为美国本土申请人数也暴增，因为大家知道嘛 ，SAT 它这个本来是它很多大学需要看的，它取消了，所以就变成很多人觉得，哎，我不用，我没有准备 SAT 考试，我也可以申请，所以很多人都会去申请，所以暴增的结果就是申请量暴增的结果呢，就是等于因为它每一个大学能够有的名额是一定的，每一年。有人数的限制，所以就变成你的录取率就会降低了。所以大家可以看得到哦，这些有的都降了快要一半了，几乎。所以其实疫情也让大家越来越竞争哦。然后呢，像我们刚才不强制这种提交标化的考试，就所谓的标化考试就是 SAT 啦。所以现在很多人也会被放到 wait list。我觉得待会 Alan 可能也可以跟我们分享一下。那这就中国学生对，其实15年来第一次，这个真的是。然后还有一些呢，去年有一些学生呢，他可能收到，所以他因为疫情，他也 defer， 他可能 defer 他的 admission， 就是往后推的意思。那这些名额呢，又会挪到今年，所以就是因为这样，所以整个压缩到今年的学生的申请，哇，真的是超级竞争。所以不晓得 Alan maybe you can share with us.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm very surprised that and I'm actually very thankful that Rosa had this kind of observation, and it's a very true and correct observation. its application definitely goes up. For UBC, our application for 2021 this year is 20% increase in application numbers.
Wow.
I just want to give you a number. Our application number is 54,000, over 54,000, and it's 20% increase. So last year it was 46,000. This year is 55, close to 55,000.
Wow.
And also, these also include international students. International students also 20% increase. And Rosa already have her observation, whether it's US or Canada, the admission seat is so limited. Government cannot expand the university program because of funding. So the admission rate is always less than 50%. So she is very correct, the observation. Only less than 50% of students can be admitted. I think about just 40% admitted. So what do the 60% people go? Where do they go? Obviously, they go to a college or university transfer program. And therefore, the competitiveness also applies to post-secondary transfer, not just high school. And my observation of why application number increased, have anybody thought about that? Why application number increased a lot during the COVID year? We're talking about COVID, right? Yeah. So for my personal observation, and also for the university observation, it's very obvious people cannot travel, right? A lot of high school kids, they want to have a gap year. They often want to work for a year before they apply for university, whether or not they travel for a year, or sometimes kids just want to volunteer for a year just to gain some more working experience before going into university. But not because of COVID, there's travel restriction. They can't work. They rather stay home. Working is very dangerous, right? You don't want to go out and work and then come back, put yourself at risk. They probably don't, the volunteering work position probably largely reduced. I want to send my kids to volunteer. There's no openings, nothing, it's available. So what do people do when they stay home? I don't know about what your kids are doing, but I know what my kids doing. Every day come home, just go to the computer, nothing else. They cannot do sport. There's no sport traveling, everything's stopped. So what do? The parents probably just tell them, go to school, right? Just study. And therefore application number increased so much. They just have no choice to do what they want to do. So that's, I don't know if you agree or not. I think that's my personal observation. Therefore application number increased a lot. Everybody just go to university after high school. There's no other option during the COVID year. But for you guys, hopefully in a few years, this will change. Hopefully kids will still have the opportunity to travel. Kids still have the opportunity to work before they go to university. And hopefully this may change. We don't know, but online learning has become a trend. People just want to study more. And therefore we see the competitiveness of the applicant pool. And my observation is why GPA remain high. I think there's a couple of reasons. Maybe people stay home more, they study more, and they become more competitive. For this year, people say, oh, maybe COVID, more challenging for the kids. They may not be able to perform as well as before. No, we see the grades keep increasing. We see the kids are still very strong kids. We still see a lot of people do AP, IB, and do a lot of extra things. Maybe the teachers evaluate differently. Maybe they're a little bit more loose. I don't know. I'm just guessing. And maybe there's more online learning. They are able to do a lot of courses online with a lot of help. Maybe the help to boost their grades. So we don't see grade drop because of COVID. On the contrary, on the opposite side, the grades are still increasing. So because the grades are still increasing, and because we have so many applications, we see a lot of people apply with 90% or higher. So when we see a lot of 90% or higher, that means when you apply with a 70%, it will automatically be eliminated. Why? Because there's 55,000 applications. Of course, we can only choose the top 10%. And I think that's pretty much paint the picture for you to see why it's so difficult to get into university. It's just like, I always tell people, it's just like the housing market in Vancouver, British Columbia. There's so many demand, prices of the houses always go up for the past 10 years, never come down. So I don't know how. So we just have to prepare more. Yeah, I think I think Rosa really good because she offered this every year. It just helped to prepare us more. Yeah, we need preparation, definitely. Cannot wait until the very last minute because the kids cannot change. You know, we have kids, they won't change automatically in the last year. It needs to plan early and help them. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Okay, I'll translate.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to stop again.
No, that's okay.
You have to stop me.
I've been taking notes, so it's good.
Yeah.
I can translate.
Okay.
Miss something, remind me. Okay.
Yeah.
所以刚才 Alan 有讲呢，其实今年他因为他有 UBC 的嘛，他有 UBC 的数据，他说其实今年 UBC 的申请量哦，比往年高了20%，所以今年呢，光申请函哦，光是大学的这个申请函就是54000 54,000 right you said
Yeah, over. Yeah.
yeah 所以差不多54000多份这个申请函来对，然后他说，所以因为大学里面的那个名额有限嘛，就像我们刚刚说的，因为比方说硬体设备有限，所以你能够容纳的学生就是有限，所以呢，通常呢，admission rate 就是他们会录取率呢可能是在这些所有申请人里面可能会录取50%以下，但是今年就是因为又提高了20%。所以呢，这个录取率又再往下拉了，又拉到40%多以下。对，所以其实今年就是那些60%的学生去哪里呢？那他们还是要去，那他们可能就会去其他的大学，或者是或者是其他的 college。那有一些就会就先去 college， 然后 transfer 过来。那就以 UBC 来讲，UBC 有一些 college 像 Langara 它会有 pathway 转进来 UBC， 所以有一些其他的方案，很多学生呢是60%，第一年没有录取进来的没有录取到 UBC 的学生，他可能就会走这条路哦，就转学的这条路。那其实 Alan 他自己也做了一个观察啦，然后他也自己去想说，为什么今年会突然增多20%，不管是本地的或者是国际的哦，都大量的增加了哦。那他觉得是因为今年没有办法旅行，因为疫情大家都不能旅行嘛。那不止不能旅行，可能很多连工作义工的机会都没有，因为大家都只能就是在家，因为安全起见，对不对？所以我们大家都在家关紧闭，所以在关紧闭的状况下呢，就没有人会说，因为以前有的时候很多，尤其是外国人，我觉得他们会拿一个叫做 gap year， 就是他会停1年的时间，他会先利用这1年的时间去工作，或者是去旅行，然后对这个世界、对这个社会多做一些探索了以后呢，他再来读大学，所以这是很长之前都会有，每年往年都会有的情形。可是今年没办法，你也不能工作，你也不能旅行，就都不行了。所以大家呢就变成好吧，那我们就都申请大学咯。那再加上还有，其实户外活动、体育这些都没有了。就有的时候有一些体育生，对他可能有一些体育生，他就会直接可能被 draft 到去，像我儿子喜欢打棒球的，他就会直接被 draft 到去打棒球了。或是对，那他可能今年就是对我儿子也是完全这2年，就从他11年级、12年级2年最重要的打棒球的完全没有任何比赛，所以也没有任何的 scouts， 就是那种球探、星探哦，来招学生，所以其实这个对这种体育学生也是很伤哦。那大家就只好申请大学了。所以呢，还有就是因为疫情的关系，大家都在家里，所以 Alan 说他也观察到他的小孩，就回家你也不能去运动，不能去打球，不能去干嘛，不能参加课外课，所以大家都是在线上学东西。所以呢，今年他发现申请的孩子里面很多都有拿线上的课程，然后呢还有很多孩子其实不管是学校成绩，然后线上课程，因为你什么事都不能做，可能你可以多花一点时间在课业上，所以反而 GPA 又更高所以并没有因为疫情的关系呢，就是比较好申请，所以大家都反而还很竞争。所以他刚刚 Alan 有提到说90分以上哦，几乎是你一定要有的标配了，就变成你如果没有 分以上，你如果80几、70几分来申请进这个大学是非常非常，可能性非常小的。对，但是但是Alan刚刚也说到，但是你看哈，90分到100分其实只有10个数字哎，所以有多少人会跟你同
The
分？
top 10%.
非常多人跟你同分的，相信我。所以他刚刚有提到，真的要提早准备，对，提早准备去让你自己的 profile 更丰富一点，才能够体现出你的。
Yeah, I think this is just for BC or maybe Ontario that I think you don't be discouraged. You can still go to other provinces, right? There are very good university in Alberta, very good university in the province like Nova Scotia. They have Dalhousie, Halifax, like many good university across Canada. It doesn't have to be British Columbia. British Columbia is so limited. There are only like 3 major universities. And can you imagine UBC is the top 30 worldwide, ranked by the Time magazine. So it's very far reaching. So we are very lucky to be living in a city where we have a top university like in the world, like ranked by the Time magazine. We are the top 30, comparable to like many, even China, Tsinghua Daishe, right? It's ranked higher than UBC. Definitely ranked higher than UBC. So if you want to stay in China, you better stay in China because they rank so much higher. Yeah, you don't have to come to BC.
Though it's hard to get in as well.
Yeah, very hard to get in, definitely.
Yeah. 对，好大学都很难哦。UBC 也是全世界排名前30哦，是那个《时代》杂志他们最这个很有公信力的杂志统计出来。对，所以但是 Ellen 说其他加拿大也有其他很好大学，就除了多大呀 UBC 其实还有很多很好大学，隔壁省 Alberta 也有很好大学 ，Nova Scotia 也是非常好的大学，所以其实大家不用真的那么紧张，但是当然想要努力进好大学都是每个人的最终目标吧，我想。So I guess you just have to plan early, and prepare.
Yes.
OK， 好，我们来看。
OK。
下一个因为疫情的关系，我们刚刚已经有大概提到了，很多人都会拿 online 会拿这个线上的课程哦。那但是在选择线上的课程呢 ，Alan 这边也有一些建议给我们的学生哦。因为线上课程有很多种，所以在选择的时候要小心。所以 Alan maybe you can kind of tell them. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. First of all, before we jump into other option outside of your regular school program, I just want to tell you what most universities are looking for because it's so competitive. So there are 3 major questions that you may want to consider when you do your course planning with your children. So you may want them to ask themselves, did you pursue all of your academic interest by taking a variety of different subjects? Okay, ask yourself. I always encourage kids, don't take the minimum and get the maximum grade. You rather take a variety of different subjects and get good grades and just be average, okay? Don't take the minimum courses and try to get the best grade. This is not the way to get into university nowadays. It's no longer English 12, math, Mandarin, and history. Okay, it's not like that. So ask yourself, did you pursue all your academic interest by taking a range of different subjects? Secondly, did you challenge yourself? Okay, let me stop. You can translate.
Let me translate.
You want to translate?
Yeah. 所以 Alan 说，当你去看有没有其他线上的课程的话，其实呢，他说最重要要先问自己几个问题哦。第一个问题就是你有没有真的在高中的这个时间有尽力去选学校各种不同的课程，而不是只是要看好说我就是选这几个，然后我就把这几个拿很高分就好。其实这样子的话会 miss 掉，会错过一些你有机会去做探索的机会。然后他说其实大学呢现在也不只是这样子看哦，其实他会看你的选课的这个全面性到底在哪里哦，不是只是说就看你挑你那几科，当然他的标准还是在，但他会整个全面的去看你的成绩单。
The next question you want to ask yourself, did you challenge yourself by taking academic courses that is advanced and more enriched, right? So did you challenge yourself by taking academic courses, advanced courses, and more enriched courses?
所以 Alan 也说，他们在看学生的申请成绩单的时候，他也会去看说，哎，这个学生有没有试着提前去挑战自己的能力，比方说去拿一些比较就是提前修一些课程，可能比方说10年级你就修了11年级，如果数学强，你就先把11年级数学修了，就是有没有去挑战一些比较 advanced 的课程，
Yeah. So if they're I know a lot of Asian kids, they start taking math supplemental program very early. So they probably finish all the math already by grade 11 or grade 10. They're already very advanced. They attend a lot of competition. They do a lot of like Waterloo, like those competition things. They're very strong in math. So have they challenged themselves to do Rosa asked me, it's AP required. I wouldn't say it's required, but did you challenge yourself to try to do AP, or did you just stop in grade calculus 12 and then you stop because you think it's okay? But if you are able to reach to that calculus, would you consider taking a little bit more and step up your comfort zone and do AP calculus if you want to go to engineering, for example?
所以刚刚就说像比方说有的孩子数学很强，他数学会提前修，然后他可能会参加一些其他数学竞赛啊，然后呢，那这样子以后他们就会再继续看说，哎，那有没有比方说数学，比方说你修完了 pre-calculus 就是预微积分12的时候，你是不是就停了？还是你有继续挑战自己去拿一个什么 AP 的微积分，挑战一下看自己能力到哪里？所以这些都是他们会去观察，就透过学生在选课拿课的时候观察这个孩子有没有对自己有做一些额外的挑战。
Yeah. So last question that you want to ask yourself, did you demonstrate the knowledge in your chosen area of study by taking courses related to the degree that you apply for? So for example, if you want to go into engineering, for instance, did you take enough science subjects, or did you just take the easiest language courses like Mandarin, French, or Japanese? Or did you try your best to do some engineering courses like physics, AP physics, or chemistry, anything that shows your computation and mathematics skills in engineering? Or did you take any technology courses? Did you take any drafting or 3D virtual design? Like students always hesitate to take a variety of courses and step out the comfort zone. They always restrict to academic courses. But again, ask yourself, did you demonstrate what you want to take that's relevant to your degree? Right?
所以还有一个第3个问题，就是你要学生要记得的，要记得问自己，你有没有在你想要去的专业的相关的这种课程呢，做一些自己相对的一些挑战。比方说，如果你想要进工程系的话，你有没有拿一些都是选一些比较多的科学的课程，比方说化学啊、物理啊，而不是只是拿一些比较偏文科的。语言啊，或者是历史这种课程，然后还有就像刚才
Okay, so because of
yeah, go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. Sorry, I interrupt you. Just let you finish first.
I was just gonna say, just like what you mentioned before, to take for engineering and then to see if you actually take AP courses. 所以其实如果数学强或者是物理强、化学强，那你有没有再进一步提早把这些课修完，然后来修一些 AP 的课程
Yeah. So because of universities looking for a variety of courses, unfortunately, not all high school can provide such variety, right? So for instance, some private school, they don't have the resources to offer a lot of technology courses or AP subjects, right? Or if you live in a district where they don't offer that variety, and therefore the following slides will tell you what other options outside of your regular school curriculum. And I think that's why we added this into our workshop today to tell you what other options that you may have.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? Yeah.
所以呢，我们待会下一页就会讲到一些 AP 课程的选择哦。对，那但是因为刚刚 Alan 有提到说，可能某一些学校、某些私校或某些公校，它不见得能够有提供很全面性的这些课程的时候，你可以来考虑看看有没有你可以在 online 就是线上拿的一些课程哦。然后通常拿这种 online 的课程哦。Ellen 也有一些建议给大家 ，right? You have some
Yeah,
recommendations.
right. So usually for BC distributed learning program, that means that your DL courses, right? A lot of kids take DL courses during COVID. It's nothing uncommon. And many kids just do them over the summer. Say if they want to do a grade 11 course in the summer, so when they go into grade 11, they can save one course, or they want to do a grade 12 courses in the summer. So when it comes to September, they save a course in September. To make room for other courses, right? So if you do it in the summer, no problem. You already have the final grade. So when you apply for university, you already have that course completed 100%. And I just want to remind you that make sure that course grade is reported to your BC counselor so that they can send it to the Ministry of Education, and then the Ministry of Education will send it to UBC.
Yes.
Right? So make sure you report all those grades to your high school so that we will receive them from the ministry.
Yeah， 所以 Alan 刚刚有提到一个 Alan 有说一个非常重要的，就是当你在选这些线上课程的时候呢，因为这些线上课程当你还没有完成的时候，它并不会在你那个教育部的那个成绩单上看得到，所以只有你全部做完了才可以。然后呢，还有一个你要记得要做的，就是要让你的这个成绩哦，就是成绩要给本地的学校，就你学校的 counselor 要让学校 counselor 知道说，哦，通常你选课也是要透过学校 counselor 同意，尤其是国际生哦。那如果你拿了这个网课的话，你可能一定要让你的学校 counselor 知道说，哦，我已经在拿这个网课，然后我拿了成绩是什么多少，然后请学校 counselor 帮你把它递交到你的教育部上面，这样才会在你的成绩单上面体现出来。所以这个部分千万不要忘记。
Yeah, this is for BC students only, because BC students, when they apply for university, all the grades will receive electronically from the BC Ministry of Education. You don't send paper transcript to us. You will only give us your PAN number, personal education number, and we will receive all your grades electronically automatically. So this part is very important.
所以这个是针对 BC 的学生，因为 BC 的学生现在他其实要递交成绩单，都是由大学直接去用你的那个学生号去把你的成绩单叫出来哦。所以这个部分是就是 BC 省的学生要记得要告诉自己的学校 counselor， 然后这样子大学那边才能够把你的成绩单能够 update 到你的那个
Ontario, So Ontario high school is the same. They have a WEC number, right? Same as our PAN number. So Ontario is the same. Other provinces, if you have any international student doing high school offshore or doing high school program in other provinces, so when you apply, all your academic courses can be entered on the application form. It's called your academic profile. Don't miss that, especially when you want to apply for scholarship. You want to enter all your grade 11 grades on your application. It's self-submit at the time of your application. Yeah, but for BC student, you don't need to worry about that.
所以 BC 学生有一个好处是你成绩单他们可以去叫得出来。那从 Ontario 就是从安省，他们也有一个学生号，所以他们其实也是可以收到成绩单。但是如果是国际，就是在比方说在中国，不是在加拿大的本土的学生呢，在你填大学的这个申请表 UBC 的申请表的时候，它有让你填11年级的课程，所以你要记得要把所有11年级的课程都填上去，然后把成绩也写上去，因为它第一个先看到的就是你先填的这些成绩。那当然后面你的成绩单那个正式的成绩单还是要给大学看的。
Okay, so what if you are taking a DL course during the school year and you don't have the course completed 100%? How do you report that? So again, if that's the course is a prerequisite, say math, it's a course that you need for admission, and you don't have the course completed 100%, and you don't have a school grade, what do you do? So be sure to send us a paper copy. Okay, this is different. Be sure to send us a paper copy to show that you register for that course and show that you have that course in progress. And you can email it to us. Otherwise, you'll be refused for missing a course.
I'm gonna type it here. I just realized I have
Yeah,
space.
because I think it's like very common sense. But a lot of kids, they think we don't know what you are doing if you don't send it to us. But students say, oh, I'm taking Math 12. But did you send it to us? No. So how do we know? So they assume we know everything, but we don't know everything. You just have to report it and tell us that you are taking a math course during the school year.
Yeah，所以因为如果你的这个线上课程是暑假拿的话，或者是你可能你就比较没有这种顾虑，但是有的时候12年级还是会选一些线上的课程。那这个时候呢，你如果是在 school year 拿，就是你正在12年级上课，9月到6月这中间拿的话，你可以寄一个 paper copy， 就是寄你那个 online school， 他会给你一个成绩嘛，所以你可以把这个先让
A course in progress, yeah.
对，先让 UBC 知道说，哦，你现在正在拿这个，因为他在成绩单上是看不到的，所以你必须另外给 UBC 这个去让他知道说，哦，你现在正在拿一个网课，然后这个课是什么，然后那你这个成绩单上面其实也是会有这个别的网课的成绩单上面也会有你的成绩，这样 UBC 会知道说，哦 ，OK， 好，这个学生还有一门课是拿线上课，或还有2门课是拿线上课，他就会把它加到你的那个 profile 里面去，不然的话他们是不知道的，因为你的成绩单上是看不到的，Okay.
Yeah. So please, if you are parents, please remind your kids. Yeah. Because you pay for those courses, so you have to send it to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess they can email too, right? Not like the paper actual copy.
They can email. Yeah.
Yeah. 所以你可以
Yeah, they can email to. There's an email address. They just email or upload. Yeah, whatever that's help. And actually, if you when you're on your application, it tell you to list all your institutions that you attended, right? So maybe you can name the DL course, so it will notify UBC to let you upload the courses. So it's during the application process. We can deal with that later, but just to be aware that you list all the school that you attended.
所以还有就是，如果你有拿不同，如你的高中是有在不同的高中，我们其实后面有一个 slide 会讲到这个部分哦。Yeah, we do have a slide later on. Okay, are there any online courses or online school that you recommend? 这个我觉得很多家长会问，有哪些网课或者是网校你比较推荐的 ？Okay， 其实
Oh yeah, I just sent the link to Rosa. She can share with you. All the BC approved DL centers are listed on the Ministry of Education website. So yeah, just go there. Let's say if you go to Burnaby, just find a Burnaby. Yeah.
有 Alan 有把这个连接给我们，到时候我们会把它分享在群里分享给各位哦，或者跟我们助理老师联络。那这个呢，就是你可以去看哪一些线上课程是这个教育部认可的哦，有分公立跟私立，所以你可以去查一下，然后你可以去看有哪一些公立学校的是认可的，然后你可以选比方说你是 Burnaby 的话。你就可以查一下，你一按 Burnaby 它就会出来了哦。Burnaby 那就是看到 Burnaby Online， 所以这个就是属于的公立的线上课程是可以的。那如果我们是Richmond 来找一下 Richmond 的话，你就看到哦，这里有2个Virtual School， Richmond Virtual School， 还有这个是 French Immersion 的 Virtual School。
对。
好，我再回来。那至于课程的话，每一个不同的网校其实它有开不同的课程。那最主要是要看，你可以去选一些网课是你学校没有的，没有提供给你的课程，那你当然就可以在网校上面选这些网课了。Okay, should we move on to the next slide?
Yes.
Okay, let me slide over. Okay, so now we're going to talk about AP.
Yeah, nothing special. It just yeah.
刚才因为我们有提到嘛，刚刚 Ellen 跟你讲，就是你如果最好是他们在看的时候会看到说，哦，你有愿意要挑战自己，所以呢，你的 去拿一些 advanced placement， 就像这个 AP 的课程。但是刚才我们也提到，有一些学校它并不见得有足够的老师或资源去提供所有的 AP 课程。所以呢，你可能可以去，你可以去，比方说去校外自己有线上，像我们刚刚讲的 online， 有一些 online school 它有 AP 课程，或者是你可以额外自己在校外准备这些 AP 课程，然后到时候呢去考一个5月份的考试，AP 的考试。然后这个 AP 的考试，因为它是 College Board 考试，所以它是很标准化的，它是全世界统一的一个考试哦。然后通常这个
Yeah, so
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
oh yeah, cool. Yeah, so AP subject is very international, right? So some public school, when they apply AP courses, then they will use the AP school grade, school percentage on your application. So for international students, we will use the exam grade. For international student, we will only use the AP exam grade. But for local students, if they offer AP in the school, we will use their percentage. Yeah.
对，刚刚 Alan 有讲哦，就是你们如果有在学校拿 AP 课程的话呢，其实这些 AP 课程的分数呢，它就可以把它拿来算在你入学的时候，你这个入学平均的分数里面啊。那如果你是但是如果你是国际学生的话呢，国际学生他们主要是看 AP 的考试成绩，他们会以 AP 的最后 AP 这个考试成绩为主，然后来。
Because it's standardized, right? Yeah, more standardized and it's international. And with your final AP examination results, with a grade of 4 or higher, and you get advanced credit for university. So that's the advantage.
对，所以呢，这个考试成绩 AP 最后5月的那个考试成绩有什么好处呢？它除了可以包含在你的计算里面呢，它也可以拿来，如果你因为 AP 满分是5分，你如果4分以上就可以拿来抵你大学的这个学分哦。所以比方说你 AP 有拿了比方说 AP 拿了statistics 统计学，那你到时候大学的时候你就可能这个。因为大学有分选修课嘛，跟主修课，那你可能这个统计学就可以把它抵掉，你看你是学哪一个专业的啦，哈，就可以抵掉它的学分。So 通常在高中的时候最好要修几门 AP 比较有竞争力。Alan, so how many APs should they take?
Oh, doesn't matter. We don't count how many. It just do the best of your ability, right? You don't want to take too many to affect your regular grades, right? So yeah, it's just up to the students. Yeah. But for international students, there is minimum requirement for AP students. You have to have at least 6 AP subjects to qualify, right? If they want to be an AP students, right? I know there are some Rosa mentioned there are some attendees today that coming from China, from an AP school. So you have to have at least 3 to 4 completed with final AP examination results at the time you apply for the university.
Oh, so that's by grade 11 then for them, right?
Yeah, very competitive for international student coming from from China. Yeah.
刚才呢 Alan 说其实他并没有，其实不要本末倒置啦，就是你没有，他们没有所谓的说你一定要修几门 AP， 但是因为如果你猛修 AP， 然后学校成绩很差，这样也不行。就他最主要的还是要看你有没有办法 overall 能够知道自己能够承受多少 handle 多少，然后把它都做得很好，所以这个才是重点。但是呢，对国际的学生呢，国际生的话呢，通常你要拿6门 AP。我所谓的国际生是不在加拿大本土的 offshore students, right?
Yeah, from China, yeah, international. Yeah.
如果是像我们今天应该好像有中国的家长如果你是要从中国中国的高中申请过来的话，最好要拿6门AP 课，然后但是这6门当中，其中要最好3门到4门之间，在你申请的时候已经有成绩。那这个意思就是说，你一定要11年级的时候就拿完3门到4门的 AP， 然后来申请，这样子会对你的申请来说比较有竞争力。 Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much answer the last questions, right? Whether not to write the exam or not write the exams. I think that pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah， 所以就像我们刚刚讲的，所以最后这个问题就是说，你可不可以只修学校的课程，不参加考试，或者是只参加考试，不拿学校的课程呢？其实刚才我们大概也有讲了一下，就看你，如果你是本地的学生，如果你的学校有 offer AP 课，你当然可以在学校修课。那如果你不参加考试的话，那就等于是说你不能抵学分嘛，但是如果你在学校拿的 AP 课程，它还是会把它算到这个你入学的时候的这个平均分的。那如果你不在学校拿课程，但是你有考试，它也可以包含在里面，而且呢，它还可以去抵你大学的时候可以用的学分。好，所以就是这样子的。好，我 move to the next slide。Okay, so for this one, we're talking about.
This is not very common for BC high school students to take a college courses during their high school year, but this is more common for US students. US, it's very common to do a running start program in the high school. They do a running start in the college and do a high school program at the same time. So at the time when they apply, they often have a few college courses completed already with credits. So those are recognized credit. Most common, they usually go to a college to do a language course or a calculus course or chemistry or biology. That's the most common. Yeah, you can do that too. But however, those grades will not be used for admission purpose. Those percentage cannot be incorporated and mixed with the high school courses. You just take them for credits, but those grades cannot be used. Yeah.
好。Alan 说这个情形他有看过，但是比较多是美国的学生会做这件事情。在 BC 跟加拿大比较没有学生会这么做，就是当你还是高中生的时候，你跑去选这个一些 college 的课程哦。那美国常常会有这样子的情形发生。那这些在 college 拿的课程呢，并不是算成是你高中成绩的平均分里哦。所以说要注意的是，它就是你在 college 拿的课程，你是可以拿来抵大学的学分，但它并不是拿来抵这个高中的课程哦。那当然，如果你已经在读 college 在就读，或者是在别的大学读的时候呢，你那些在这些 college 大学读的学分都是可以转过来的。但是我们有一个 BC 的转学指南，你要去指南上面查看，你就会知道说，哦，那我哪一些在这些大学的学生拿的课，大学或 college 里面拿的课是可以转，但是 Alan 也有之前有跟我聊的时候也有提到哦，because they want to make sure that their status is high school, right? So normally you don't take
yes. When Rosa say BC 转学指南, that's BC transfer guide. You can either go to bctransferguide.bc.ca or you just go to the UBC website and search transfer tool. Yeah, when you search transfer tool, there is all the university transfer course, what's equivalent to UBC will be listed. Yeah, you can just do a transfer search on the UBC website under the admissions page. Yeah.
好
Yeah, you can also do that.
Yeah, 所以他说你有2个地方
And so it's just
Yeah, 你有2个地方可以查，可以去 BC Transfer Guide 这个 website， 所以你只要打 BC Transfer Guide， 你就可以 Google 就可以看到，或者是 UBC 他们有一个 Transfer Tool， 所以你在它的那个 admission 的这个 page 下面
online，
对，你去找一下 UBC 的这个 Transfer Tool， 也可以看得到怎么查，说有哪些学分是可以转过来的。
Yeah, so this is very common for adult high school graduate student. Like they graduate high school, they went on college to take a few courses and they want to use the high school and college courses together for admissions purpose. And just to be mindful, once you exceed 9 credits, you will automatically be considered as a post-secondary transfer. So for high school kid, you want to limit yourself, take 9 or less. But if for college students, you are highly recommended to do minimum 24 or more to become a transfer student. But if you take anything between 9 credits to 23 credits, like less than 24 credits, you'll be considered on both your high school and post-secondary.
Oh, interesting.
So we look at both. So you're not, we cannot get rid of your high school just to look at your post-secondary alone if you have less than 24. So we still have to, so this is more for adult basic learning, like adult basic graduate students. Right?
OK， 有一些成人，有一些就是他可能来的比较晚了，所以他年龄已经19岁，所以所谓的成人学生就是19岁以上的学生啊。如果19岁以上的学生，他可能还在修高中的课程，但是他也想要修一些 college 课程也可以。但他说呢，你有一个地方要注意的，就是如果你 college 课程修了9个学分以上，比方说你修了9个学分以上，但是是24个学分以下的话，那就变成他会看你的高中的成绩，也会看你 college 修的这几个学分的成绩，他等于2个都会看了。因为24个学分以上，你就变成是你是等于是要你的 status 就你的定位就变成是 college 学生，那他就会看你 college 学生的这个，他就把它定位你是 college 的转学生，而不是从高中来申请了。所以他说这个情况比较不常有。大部分都是成人的学生有，大家知道说还有一些不同的 option 就好，选择，好，然后对，然后还有一个就是，如果你当然就像刚刚讲，如果你有些在别的学校选课或者选一些网课的话，一定要跟学校 counselor 说，因为你一定要确保说你所有在拿的课都会出现在你的成绩单上，这个都要透过学校 counselor 来帮你做这个上报的哦，所以要记得这个要跟学校 counselor 讲，这样子你才会在你的 BC 的这个成绩单上面看得到。OK，and then 因为现在这个大部分大学
COVID, right?
对，因为 COVID 的关系，都会我们刚刚也提到了，就会以这个电子邮件的方式来，你可以提交成绩单。刚刚就是我们讲的，要记得，就是你一定要让，如果是不是在你的本地学校拿的课，一定要让大学知道，那你就可以 email 的方式，也可以把成绩单告诉他们。All right, next slide.
I think we're almost time. Only 5 minutes to 11. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, this is our last one.
But I think we talked about this already. Yeah.
就选课，就所有的，因为刚刚大学都有就是有讲开，会看到11年级、12年级的成绩，然后呢，再选所有学术课程，就不包括这个 career planning 啊、体育啊，或者是 cooking 啊，drama。
Yeah. So.
然后还有一些
It won't be used. It won't be used for grades, but doesn't mean you cannot take them. We still want to see you take. If you go to a faith-based high school, you will still take your Bible, right? You cannot skip that. If your career education is part of the graduation requirement, so it doesn't mean it doesn't count for university grades, which is good. It's more relaxing. You still have to complete them, okay?
对，
But we just don't use the grades.
对，他说其实很多就是课程你还是要拿，虽然他们不看，它不是学术课程，但是不代表说你不去拿它，因为他还是会看你的整个，就像刚刚我们已经提到过，就整个课程选择的全面性。那当然咯，你申请不一样的就是不一样的专业，你可能会需要修不一样的课程。那当然有的想要走电视啊、电影的，他一定会有一些视觉艺术表演啊，那这个分数对他们来说，他们就会看。所以除了基本的学术课程以外，他还会看你跟你申请相关的一些专业的课程。
Yeah. Point number 2 means your core courses. Yeah, you have to take the courses that are relevant to your degree that you apply for. You have to make sure you have enough core courses. The more core courses you take, the better your academic profile looks like. Yeah.
对，所以因为你如果选择跟你相关想要走的专业相关的课程越多，那就表示其实你的方向感越清楚，你也在做最多的准备，所以他们希望看得到的是这个。 好，然后呢，还有最关键的课程就是英文跟数学啦，就是英文跟微积分这两个其实是所有大学
Yes.
一定要看的课程，所以这两个是重要的，一定要拿好，而且
Yes. Yeah. For English, there's a minimum entrance requirement of 70% on your English 12 or English 11 grade. Has to be minimum 70%. So 70% is not a passing grade. It's more than a passing grade. So if you have less than 70, you will not be admitted, no matter how strong your math is. So make sure that the core, the English and the math, or some faculty, they have minimum requirement.
对，很多不同大学他们都会有，就是英文或数学，它会有一个要求的基本分。大部分英文呢，英文11、12至少一定要有70分以上，不然的话，他连看都不会看你的申请。好。
Yeah, so all these are on the website anyway. Yeah.
这些
It's not a secret.
不是秘密
You have to read your admissions requirement. Yeah.
是在各个大学的网站都会看得到，这些都不是秘密，所以大家要记得要看清楚。好的，我们因为时间的关系，我们就给大家来做一些问答，好吗？然后还有下集预告的话，下集就是我们会请我们一个规划的学生得到他怎么得到高额奖学金，我们下一次会请他来跟大家做分享，所以大家要记得关注哦，在我们的群里关注，然后我们的助理都会在里面发邀请，会告诉大家是什么时候，所以记得还没有加我们的家长可以扫一下我们 QR code 加我们。好，现在大家
for next one, be sure to invite, if you haven't already, your kids to come. It is very encouraging and inspiring because Rosa invited one of her students to come to share her testimony. So I think this is more for the high school kids themselves to listen because they are speaking from the peers, not speaking from our education figures. They won't sometimes, or from a parent point of view. This is from a student point of view. So I think be sure to come next time.
对 Alan 说下次一定要让孩子们来听哦。如果今天是只有家长听的话，一定要让孩子来听，因为这种正面的例子啊，我觉得我们都觉得，为什么会想要邀请他们，是因为想要鼓励孩子们，让他们知道其实很多他是可以做得到的。对，所以希望大家孩子也带来听。好，有没有人想要问问题啊？因为很难得，今天 Alan 在这边可以直接帮大家解答一下问题，因为我们不耽误他太多时间，我们大概再留个5分钟好了，让大家来提个问题好吗？大家有没有什么问题？今天满满的干货分享，他们可能不让我那个。
Yeah, even no question, but you can give us some feedback how we can make this better. I'll love to hear from you too. Yeah. Or haven't any topic that we haven't talked about, maybe we can think about in the future sections. Yeah.
哦，对呀，如果你有什么你还想要了解的，我们今天没有办法讲的，因为时间关系没有提到的，你也可以跟我们讲。然后呢，我们下一次也会可以再把它包括在讲座里面。如果大家有问题的话，你可以在在 chat 里面，或者是你可以举手哦，然后我们就把你 unmute， 因为我知道大家现在都是 mute， 对不对？就是静音，所以你可以或者你自己可以 unmute 来，他们可以 unmute 他们自己的嘛？哦，你们可以自己 unmute 自己，就让你不要静音，然后你就可以来问问题，或你举手也可以，我就喊你的名字，然后或者是你不好意思讲话，你就可以在我们的 chat 里面，或者是微信的 chat 里面提问，我也会看得到。我现在来看一下有没有人在微信里面问，有没有在微信里面问呢？不要不好意思哦。
UBC 的主校跟分校有什么区别？ Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about. Actually, I don't want to say there's UBC Vancouver and UBC Okanagan. Okay, and because I can say the difference are the programs that offer are different. of course, they have science and art, but they have different programs. So you might want to navigate to see what different programs that they may offer. For admissions average, as far as you're concerned, it's also different. Because there are less people going to Okanagan, they might have more seats available in the Okanagan campus. So people may want to choose to go to Okanagan and do the program that they want to apply for. And yeah, so but there's no difference. When you graduate from UBC. You don't graduate from UBC Okanagan. You still graduate from UBC for the faculty that you graduate from. Okay, there's no difference. Yeah.
好 ，Alan 刚刚说，其实这两个校区就是 Okanagan 跟温哥华的这两个校区，其实基本上是没有差别的。最主要是因为Okanagan 比较远一点，所以离我们这边大概3小时吧，所以不见得所有人就会想要去，就是离开这个温哥华这个地方去那边读。所以相对的话呢，可能他的那个申请人数没那么多，所以他可以接纳的学生的那个宽容度会比较大。那至于还有什么不一样是不同校区其实它有不同的课程，就有的可能有些课程是 Okanagan 就是 Okanagan 有的温哥华没有，或者是有些是温哥华有但 Okanagan 没有，所以你可能到时候UBC 的网站上面都有，你可以看得到哦。
所以基本上没有区别，
基本上没有任何区别，而且你毕业证书上面就是你是 UBC 的毕业生，他并不会写说你是 UBC 的 Okanagan 的毕业生或者温哥华的毕业生，不会的啊。
Yeah. So second question is the admissions rate. It's just like Rosa mentioned. US and Canada have a very similar situation. The admissions rate is very low, like less than 50%, because we don't have enough seats. So actually, I want to clarify, we don't set the admissions average. We don't say, oh, you have to meet this. It's how the applicant pool tell us what the admissions average is. I cannot emphasize enough. So this year, many applicants apply with 95% or higher. And then we have to push our admissions average higher and higher. So it's the applicant pool tell us what the admissions average is. And we just have to admit. So say this is a list of students, 90, 90, 90, 80, 70, 60, and then we just have to grab the top 10% to fill the seat. So it's the applicant pool tell us, but we have been seeing a lot of 90% or higher that apply for university. So therefore the admissions average is higher and higher every year. So if you really want to know the percentage, like the admissions rate, I would say less than 50%. Say if we have 50,000 applications, I think only 20,000 is submitted every year. We don't have more than that. Yeah. I don't know if I answer your questions. Yeah. Have I answered your questions? Yeah.
其实录取率这个东西会变的哦，因为它会随着你有多少人申请，每一年有多少人申请来变。那像今年因为疫情，申请人数增加，但是你每一年能够收的学生的名额就是这么多，所以可见录取率就会因为这样变得拉得很低哦。所以像今年他说有5万多的申请人，有人说5万多申请人，但是他们每一年能收的就是2万多的学生，所以就他至少有一半以下。那今年可能又拉到40%了，所以都会改。然后有的时候家长也会问说，哦，那平均分要多少啊才能进 UBC？ 那这个也会改，因为他说跟当年申请的人的他们的成绩来比嘛，因为他一定是从最高的分数开始录取。那如果比方说以前是只有1万人是90分以上的，那可能他的那个录取的那个平均分是比较低的嘛。但是如果今年1万人都是95分以上的话，那他肯定他的那个录取平均标准就会被拉高，所以都要看每一年的学生的递交的这个成绩，他们由这个来看的。
Yeah. And there is also a tip for you, and I really want the parents to know. You need to know the program that you want to apply for and know the program and go to the website and look for the program, what they can offer. Because some smaller program like fine art, or there's a new program called environmental design and urban studies, you go to their website, they tell you how many spots they have. They tell you specifically. So say that environmental design program, they only admit 60 students per year. So depending how many people apply, right? So they actually tell you, so only 60 students. So besides looking at grades, they have a creative component. They have an interview component, just like Sauder School of Business. They always have interview because they just cannot admit everybody that apply for the program. And they tell you specifically how many spots they have. So you can kind of guesstimate your chances.
通常啊，如果他说，因为每一个专业都会有不同的人数的录取的量，他说尤其是新的专业，像他说今年 Alan 说有一个环境设计的这个专业哦，今年他就是只收60个学生。然后通常这样子的科系，它还会有一些除了你的申请表成绩，它还有一些面试的环节，就跟商科一样哦。然后还有一些可能跟 media 有关系的。I know from like media study.
Yes, media study also very few students. Yeah, and one of my friends got admitted, very talented. Yeah, but he doesn't have the strongest grades, but he's very talented.
Yeah, 所以像这样的科系，可能你如果学科不是那么高，但是你的术科就是你，比方说你的 portfolio， 你的作品集是很好的，然后你面试也很好的话，那他也会录取。
So stop asking people what is the percentage to get into university. That means you haven't done your homework. Okay, don't ask me what is the percentage. You haven't done your homework if you ask these questions. If you come to Rosa workshop, you need to speak the same language as Rosa. She will tell you have to be more well-rounded, okay? And you're more advanced now because you come to this session. Yeah.
是的。
Does it make sense? Yeah. And very good. If you want to go to Okanagan first and come back to UBC Vancouver, how do you do that? Same. We treat everybody equally. Just like you transfer from Langara or transfer from U of T or transfer from SFU, we are still looking for competitive average, okay? No difference. Having said that, engineering Vancouver and engineering Okanagan year one is equivalent. They mirror each other. So if you go to Okanagan engineering, there's no difference than doing an engineering program in Vancouver. So you can still transfer into year two very smoothly and seamlessly. Yeah.
对，他说，对，所以就是只要是转学生呢，不管是不是从 Okanagan 就是分校转过来，或者是 Langara 转过来，其实都一样。他所有的那个 criteria 就他的条件都一样的哦。他主要还是要看你选的什么课。就是你一定要看你，比方说是拿那个工程系来说好了，比方工程系大一一定会有某些课是一定要必修的。那你如果要转学，他会看说你是不是有拿到这些必修课，然后再来看你这些必修课的成绩如何。然后呢，Okanagan 的那个工程大一的工程课跟 UBC 本校区就是温哥华校区的工程课其实是一样的，所以你在大部分如果你是在 Okanagan 拿课的话，其实可能转过来的话，你就比较不用那么担心，因为很多课程其实是差不多是一样的，要求也是一样的。
Yeah. So no problem.
Oh, you're muted.
Okay, no problem to transfer back from Okanagan to Vancouver. Yeah, no problem. It's just same. This is the same process and still very competitive. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's easier than Langara. Yeah.
对，他说还是非常有竞争力啦，不见得会比外面的 college 转进来容易，但至少可能课程上面它相应对的会比较符合就是了。好，大家还有没有什么问题？我来看看手机上面还有没有问题。如果大家没有的话，我们就看看哦。我看看。好，大家没有问题的话，我们就谢谢 Alan。Thank you so much, Alan, for joining.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you. Nice meeting all of you online and from across the country or international. Yeah. Thank you, Rosa.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
When is the next one? When is the next one again? When is the date for the next one?
It would be end of May or early June because
end of May.
We try to schedule one per month. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll let you know. I'll let everybody know. 大家要跟助理联络来，对，我们下一次会请我们这位美女的那个资优生来分享一下。OK， 谢谢大家。
OK， Thank you，拜拜。
拜拜。 拜。
Nice seeing you all. Bye bye.
Thank you.